Everyone's turned into macro geniuses when Bitcoin dropped. Now it's up again, and suddenly no one's got anything to say. Well, I'd say the rotation's already started. BTC setup isn't just solid, it's baiting weak hands to fumble. And as for the olds, the real ones are showing their teeth right now. So, in this video, we're walking through the Bitcoin price chart and others chart to show you exactly what's happening and what most people are still missing. I'm Doc, and I'll be asking Oz to break down both charts for you lot so you can actually understand what's behind the move, not just follow the candles blindly. But first, a quick one. If you're watching this and not inside Alpha Insider, you're moving mad because it's still $299 a year right now. That's less than a Snickers bar, and it's soon going to be going to $549 per year. That's the cost of two Snickers bars. And yes, it's still worth every penny, even at that price. So, what you get? Weekly BTC levels, daily macro flow updates, mapped out DCA zones, our full GEMS database, and full breakdown across market dynamics, regulations, airdrops, token unlocks, all of it. Plus, you'll get daily on-chain Bitcoin coverage, Monday market alpha live stream with our members, and a Telegram group that is the best in the space that actually know what's happening. So yeah, lock it now or pay more later, and the links in the description. And if you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn off the notification bell so you actually catch these videos when they do come out. Simple as that. So, Oz, let's get into Bitcoin first. We've seen price break back above the key structure, and there's still a lot of hesitation out there. So, Oz, walk us through the BTC chart and what the price is telling us and what you are watching from here.
Yeah, hi Doc. Thanks for that introduction. And not much since the last update in terms of obviously we've broken above now the yearly open, which is quite an interesting zone. And what I want to see personally is this yearly open hold for maybe a week or 2 weeks. Even if it just goes below it a bit, but reclaim it. But I would really want to see this yearly open hold because once that is confirmed as support, then I think in May we are going a lot higher, in my opinion. Just the way the candles are set up, and I'm dropping a monthly report which comes out probably tomorrow regarding the monthly candles, and it's quite amazing to see how many people are actually offside in the market, how many people are shorting strength, and this is something key to watch. But just in the short term, what we're seeing is that Bitcoin has, for me, I want to actually see one more push up to make it a nice five wave move up. We've got the PLC, which is the point of control for this entire range that we're back in now. So this entire range from back in November all the way to present day. We came out of the range in February. We retested the value area low, went a bit lower, more liquidity was basically swept there, and now we're back inside the value area low, which suggests that once you're in the value area low, the minimum target you would expect is to get to the point of control, which is around 96,700. So that's the level I'm watching. Maybe we hit it, go above, and then retrace. Now the thing is, a lot of people are probably looking for entries, and with such a big move up from 74 75,000 all the way up to 95,000, it's probably not wise FOMOing in after you've missed you know uh, 15 20,000 dollar move for Bitcoin. So you probably it's quite hard when you're in this position, because I was telling everybody back here, this is a great time to get in. Many threads you can go back to 7th of April, 8th of April, all the time. The threads that we were doing, the kind of tweets we were putting out, that this is actually a trap, and it's proved that way for Bitcoin. So in the short term, what I'm looking at, I want to keep this yearly open as support on the higher term timeframes. And the next resistance above would be around that 96,000, 700 area. And, you got to be careful. Obviously you got to be careful at resistance. So, the between the yearly open now and that 97,000 is a key area. If we come a bit below, we could take out this 91,000 area, 91,000 area, and then go higher. But for the meanwhile, this move, I'm still looking at maybe one more move up before we get a kind of uh, I wouldn't say a large correction, but just a pullback where it probably is one of your final chances to buy before. I think May and June are going to be wild. So that's just a quick update. So the levels I'll be looking at, to take away from a short update from the video, yearly open at 93,000, 480, there or thereabouts. The next level up would be around 96,000 700. So, these are the two levels. And if you're comfortably above the point of control, then the next level up would be 100. And I think that's a big range. That's a big level. 102,000, 103,000. Once you're above this level comfortably, it's not going to happen, obviously, overnight. But once that level is cleared, probably in May sometime, I would imagine, where we get above this level here, then you're looking into price discovery. So that's the key thing to watch. I was always watching once we get back into this range, and you can see from the value area low how quickly we're up to the yearly open and the point of control. So that's just a quick update on Bitcoin. I'm very bullish for the months ahead. Like I've been saying, it's all about getting your positioning right. If you got your positioning right here, then you're chilling at the moment, you're relaxing. But I know some people are, they kind of want to get in, but it's at such a point now where price is extended, and if you're getting in here, just for the short term anyway, it's probably you're getting into FOMO. So what you want to do is probably get into a nice pullback. But like I said, once you're here, you're chasing price. But the main level above this value area high here at 103,000. Once you're above that, then it's kind of game over, because then you're just looking at chasing. We're just going to go to all-time highs. So my longer term forecast is new all-time highs to come. The short-term ranges are, as I've said, and my my long-term outlook, I would say, in terms of months, is I am bullish going forward into the next few months. So it's all about getting your positioning correct on Bitcoin. That's just a quick update for me here.
Now, Oz, yeah, you don't want to be chasing price when it comes to Bitcoin, but looking onto the others chart, and this is where it gets really interesting because the alts have started rotating. Of course, not all of them, and the others charts does give clues. So, Oz, for the viewers, what's standing out for you right now? I mean, is this a fake out based on what you mentioned on the BTC chart, or is it a start of something much bigger that everybody's really been waiting for?
Yeah, so for the others chart, the one I'm going to use, right, it's probably not common in terms of what people use. They probably just use a standard others chart, but like I said, this is the others chart I use, and from here, which was back in that week of the 7th of April, that was the time, in my opinion, for rotation into alts. I still think there's some time left, until Bitcoin dominance breaks down, but I think it won't be too long before it breaks down. And for alts, you really need to get your positioning correct, because I know people might not believe it. I've tweeted this out many times. I believe alts will hit this top range, which is in terms of the VIX is 25 billion. It's a 10x on that VIX. It doesn't always translate to a 10x into market cap. I've given the exact market cap where I think this is going to end to the members. But as you're in this area here, just like you were in this area back in March 2020, people didn't. I remember back in March 2020, people were thinking it's all over. Fast forward 6 7 months, and we were screaming all-time highs and 50x's, 20x's, 30x's, you name it. And I think we're just in that similar position now. So with alts, I think if you got your positions a few weeks ago, that's well done. I think that you were basically on the institution side, not retail, because I gave another tweet out where so it's funny that a lot of people use Twitter sentiment to think about fear and greed, but it depends who you're following. To be honest, it depends who's on your timeline. If you got bulls on your timeline, you're going to think everybody's bullish. If you got bears on your timeline, then you're going to be swayed that way. So it's best to use metrics that are not really basically they're not really biased. And I tweeted, if you go back to one of the threads I did yesterday about sentiment, And what it is just the facts that if you were if you were bullish around the 7th of April, you were basically with institutions. If you were bearish, you were basically siding with retail. And for me now, any dip, any significant dip that comes with alts, a 5, 10, 15% dip, if that happens, I think you should be loading up, because there's a big basically there's a big opportunity here. It's all probabilities, but for me there's a massive probability that we're going to go to the upside. And the gains could be uh, quite crazy, because a lot of people are talking about recession and recessions here. Yeah, GDP contraction for Q1. But like I said, markets pump into recession, and then when everybody thinks everything's okay, that's when the rug is pulled. So it's up to you guys. That's just my analysis. That's just my forecast. Like I said, it's probabilities. What I think will happen. You might disagree with me, and that's fair enough. But I think we're really looking to have expansion for altcoins, as well as Bitcoin, going into these next few months. So, for me personally, I've loaded up on altcoins that I think are uh, great, and I'm doing a list, and we're doing a list for our members in terms of from the top 100 altcoins, which ones are likely to gain the most traction, and that will be ready probably in the next, hopefully today or the next few days. But yeah, for me, I would say others, hit a bottom around the 7th of April, and especially on this chart, I'm talking specifically about the others VIX chart, which is volatility, and now I think it's going to start really gaining traction in the months ahead.
Okay, thanks, Oz. And quick reminder, if you're not in Alpha Insider yet, don't wait. It's still $299, but not for long. Today is the last day. So you've only got a few hours left, and it's going to go to $549 this time. Tomorrow it'll already be done. And in that, you got Monday live stream. So we go into mad depth with real time question answers from our members. So many altcoin charts and levels, and a massive data bank of members' videos where our alpha insiders have access to this. You get weekly Bitcoin levels, daily macro flows and charts and analysis, DCA targets, gems lists, proper on chain reads. None of it is recycled. So don't be the one paying more later just to catch up. And the link is in the description. So make sure you lock it in. And that's the breakdown. And if you found this video useful, hit that like button, smash subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Keep that bell notification on so you don't miss the next video. Plenty more coming, and see you guys next time. I'm Doc, and Oz is, as always with me, and see you in the next video.